Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 91.
91.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
Great place for all your theme park collectible needs.
That's right. And we're heading, Port Orleans Riverside?
Port Orleans
the first
Riverside.
place we're going to be stopping this week.
That's right. And we're doing something that we've always wanted to do. We've never had a chance to do it. And of course, we wait for the very last day.
Well, it's not that we don't have a chance. It's that you always think, in this case, rental boats stopped at Port Orleans Riverside and several other resorts this past week. And this was somewhere that we had planned to go at some point, and the point happened to be on the last day.
Well, who would have thought that they would take these away?
I didn't think they would.
But it was a beautiful, beautiful day, the first of the month, and so we decided we were going to go out and actually do this. And we only planned to go out for maybe a half an hour or so, and we ended up being there 90 plus minutes.
About an hour and a half, right. And we took a pontoon boat out. I had thought about getting the sea racers, but actually the pontoon boat was perfect.
Right. For just the two of us, a giant boat with plenty of room.
Right. And because you wanted to take video, I said I would try to steer this boat. And it actually wasn't, well, Jeff is steering here, but I did a lot of the work.
That's right. You did a great job of piloting the boat, too.
Except when I bumped into the tunnel a little bit. That
won't
wasn't
tell
too bad.
anybody
It's
about
so
that.
narrow.
But again, it's so beautiful on the water. And, you know, we actually went back, and you'll see later on in the show, we go back for the Mardi Gras Parade. And not having the boats and the watercraft, it does make a difference. It sort of added something to it to see a lively river. I know Walt Disney always wanted
to see
a
the
lively
guests.
river. Here we go. Yeah, and the little water sprites. So now when it's just an empty river with just the blue and white, or the blue and yellow boats going by, it's a kind of quiet.
Well, here's Port Orleans French Quarter. This time, the Sea Serpent slide and the pool were all closed, but they reopened, I believe, a day later.
Right, they were open when we were there for the Mardi Gras Parade.
And here we are going down the Sassagoula River. I'm never good with that. I think I'm steering here. I don't think I bumped it. Is this where I bumped into it?
No. I would never
one.
put that in. But this is your great maneuvering, your piloting of the boat.
This was so relaxing. I would have stayed out for another hour and a half. It was amazing. And here are the tree houses.
And you know, our very first YouTube video ever was of the tree houses.
Was it of the tree houses?
I believe it was.
It's certainly in the top 10 first ones. And here we are heading to downtown Disney. You can see characters in flight in the air.
And this downtown Disney, coming in right here, this view, when you first pull into downtown Disney, it is so beautiful. If we had only knew that we can do this anytime, I think we would have done it more often.
I certainly would have wanted to do it before now. And it's very different than taking the blue and yellow boats.
Right.
Because, it's all open. The boats are so enclosed, so you just get a little bit of a view. But here, you get the whole view.
So we're going to take a little break from our boat tour and talk about downtown Disney right now. There's that big construction wall.
Right. And this went up when we were at a movie. It's all a wall right there now, going all the way. Yeah,
day by day. I mean, one day later, something major can happen. As a matter of fact, last show we had taken one of the yellow and blue boats from the dock over in front of the
over in the marketplace, right? The boat that would go from there. It's gone. The dock is gone.
We pulled in. What happened to the dock? Totally gone.
And I guess it'll reopen in the fall, either there or somewhere in the area.
Right. There is the remnants of the dock. And at first we were wondering, what is up? There's something missing.
Right. And I guess it must have closed down a day after we took it.
Yeah,
I know that was crazy.
Yeah, that was, and there it is. You could see the support beams for that dock.
It was great for us with a pontoon boat because we could just sail around here. We didn't have to worry about other boats coming up.
Right, there were certainly no other boats in the vicinity.
Just over to Pleasure Island area. That's all. That's the only place.
But you can see in this area they're going to have a bridge that goes across the way to where the Lego store is. So I guess it'll make it easier access. And we're told there might. And I say might be a small marina at some point down the road. But
this is the Saratoga. This is a walkway being built to Saratoga Springs. There used to be a walkway, but I think that they had closed it quite some time ago. And there is a marina in the concept art for Saratoga, or for downtown Disney, for Disney Springs.
Disney Springs, right.
But we've been told that it may not materialize. So
right.
we'll
and
see.
that is sort of the reason why they closed the
like
boat
those
rentals.
car boats look fantastic.
And that's just showing you the steering, and it's so easy. It's just like steering a car. You know, you can still rent these boats on the Seven Seas Lagoon from all the monorail resorts.
And the Yacht and Beach Club area, too.
Right. So, I mean, I will still do it again. It's just we won't be able to do it here where it's so nice.
None of the... Right, in Old Key West, we're going to see their marina. That also will not have rental boats. And none of the moderate resorts, which is very disappointing, I think, because it's such a great part of my experience growing up is being able to, rent a boat. And yes, you can do it at the deluxes, but if you're staying at a moderate, it's nice to have that access as well.
So what was the official reason given? Wasn't it something to do with one of the main dock was at where the Disney Springs area was going to be, and the patrol boats were based out of there?
I don't know that we do not know the official reason, but that is part of it, but I don't know that that's all of it because they, closed down Caribbean Beach as well, and that has nothing to do with this area.
And that was the mansions, by the way. We're just going by the mansions, and also the royal rooms are in that area. And here we are. We're coming back. It's 90 minutes later, and we're very sad.
It was a beautiful day. I wish the opening day of the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival was this gorgeous.
Well, you said if there was a bathroom on the boat, you would have considered lengthier.
I was okay at that time.
I was okay, too.
I could have gone at least another hour.
So anyway, that was a look at the boat rentals. And
we do have a longer video showing almost a lot of what we did, another 5 or so minutes.
Right, much more detailed of that.
And we came back a number of days later for the Mardi Gras Parade.
Fat Tuesday.
Right. And this is between Port Orleans Riverside and Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter. And there's Tiana. No Naveen this year.
No Naveen. I asked her later if you go and watch the full video. She said he overslept.
That's a pretty late sleep considering it was
2 o'clock. Actually, 2:30 by the time it got here. Oh, here's our buddy the greeter. He remembered us.
And they're all throwing us candy.
Because we need more candy.
And this is so much fun. And I guess you said we got a comment on one of our videos saying,
Disney's new parade looks like it was just slapped together.
Well,
I was really going to say that's the Festival of Fantasy Parade.
This is a cast member parade, and they do such a great job, and they put so much effort into it. We got some comments on Instagram about this Easter bunny, though.
He looks evil. They could have had
terrifying.
A less evil. I love the Easter bunny. I thought it was great. It's Cinco de Mayo.
And you can see that this year they did a whole bunch of different holidays.
Right. Every day is a holiday is their theme.
And I thought that was it was nice having a theme like this.
I ended up with a ton of candy and a lot of beads. Everywhere we went, they wondered what we were up to have so many beads.
Statue of Liberty. I said, I don't want any beads to you.
See, I ended up with 20 beads. I have them trained to put the candy in front of me in my hat, like a panhandler. Because I'm busy videotaping. But they throw the beads, and I try to catch the beads with one. Oh, this is Happy Birthday, by the way. Again, I love the Happy Birthday. And at some point, they kind of kneel down, so you only see the presents, and then they pop up, and it's a Happy Birthday.
Well, you see their heads, too. It's not.
They can't really hide the heads.
Right, but their legs, they could hide pretty good.
And it's the Halloween. It's Halloween. And it says, Boo to You on the license plate there.
And you won't see it here, but there's a skeleton in the back. And when I was trying to photograph, there was a couple of the people got into the way. So.
And there's Thanksgiving with a balloon, like Macy's balloon, and a nice turkey there.
I really enjoy this, and I hope they keep continuing this year after year. I don't know how many years they have it now. Here comes the candy.
That's right. This Festival of Fantasy Parade had better be good to beat this coming week. Oh, it's New Year's Eve. This guy was great.
He was terrific.
He was welcoming us to New York, to Times Square. That's what he was saying.
And this was the most festive of the floats in that, they had the countdown, and it was really great.
And it was interesting, while we were waiting for this parade to appear, just a random guest walked up to me and said, "Do you like beer?" And he gave me a beer.
Well, he went and got it.
He had to get it, but of course I didn't want to insult him.
No, you don't want to insult him.
He said it's a Mardi Gras tradition because he's from New Orleans.
And I think you like that tradition.
That was a nice tradition.
I don't drink beer, so.
So now we're at the Magic Kingdom, and the big deal at the Magic Kingdom is the moats have been drained. They are making a new hub, and apparently the new hub is going to have a walkway sort of around the old hub.
This will be the walkway. Through the moat.
Through the moat. Yeah. That's brilliant. The
or
moat
you could
be
swim.
But portions of the moat will be filled in, and it'll be leveled off, so there's more room for fireworks viewing and parade viewing and other things.
We've seen the concept art now, but I'm very bad at kind of envisioning what it will really look like.
I love this shot with all the characters walking back into the castle like it's their home. That's kind of cool. I didn't do that on purpose, by the way. That was very nice.
This construction in the hub area is supposed to be completed sometime in 2015, and right now we're looking at the Rose Garden, which will be taken away. Apparently there'll be flowers and sculpted gardens and roses, but not a rose garden. And this is actually one of my very favorite spots in the whole Magic Kingdom.
It was a great place to just go and read a book and just sort of relax.
When did you read a book?
Well,
I've never read a book here.
I didn't say I've done it.
It was
I've
great
said that's what others have told me to.
It was a great area for photos.
And the sludge there's the remnants of a Mickey balloon.
Why are you showing sludge?
I'm not showing sludge. I'm showing the
balloon.
Well, no, that you see the whole the moat, and you can sort of see the old swan boat tracks, remnants of the swan boats.
And while the boat dock is going away, and then on Cosmic Rays to the left, which I still think of as the Tomorrowland Terrace,
right.
That is being enclosed inside.
Anyway, hopefully it'll work out. I mean, certainly it can use more room, and like we talked about last week, hopefully the arcade, the walkway will
it might just
happen.
be like an alley or something. Like we first heard it would be arcade, but you just never know.
Never know. So now we're moving on. More construction here at the Polynesian. This is the Polynesian DVC construction going on. Bungalows over the water, Tahitian style.
It is going so quickly, and there's so much going to happen inside and outside. Captain Cook's is going to close for many months. They'll have a temporary area where the cast member cafeteria is.
Now from this shot, you can really see how big all this is. We're looking towards the ferry boat landing, way over to the right of the beach, and it just goes on and on. The bungalows are going to be all along this little boardwalk there.
You know what I found interesting, and you won't have it? Usually when people have their chairs, they're looking towards the water in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes.
This time they're all looking towards the pool.
They're turned around.
They're all turned around.
Yes. There's not much to see looking at this, I'll tell you that. Although we enjoy watching the construction, but if I want to sit out on the beach, I don't want to hear bang, 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 see all this.
It's not so much loud as it is not as attractive. So looking at the pool is a little nicer.
And you could see the roofs are ready to be
right,
put on.
Right, that's the bungalow roofs. I don't know what they're going to be put onto, but...
Well, right there, the bungalow itself is being built. Yes, that's what that is.
I take pictures of construction, but I don't know what everything is.
Well, of course. And there are more roofs now. The Tiki Man had a picture up showing more roofs.
If you're interested in what's going on at Disney's Polynesian Resort, the Tiki Man pages have the best information because that's all he does.
Right. The Tiki Man knows all as far as the Polynesian. We recommend him very highly.
But we'll be back at the Polynesian again probably this week. This is a resort that we both grew up going to. My family stayed there in the 70s and 80s. And this is the biggest change that I can remember.
Oh, it certainly is. It's the biggest change ever. And, with the whole lobby changing, we're told, well, we've pretty much confirmed it now that the waterfalls will be going away forever.
Well, that's what the Tiki Man has said. And a cast member here said that there would be a water feature. I don't know if it's a water fountain. I don't know if there will be a water
When I hear water feature, though, I'm not thinking these beautiful,
I don't know how you could get bigger.
Right. I think not.
Or how you could get better. So we'll see, though, and I guess I don't know when they're supposed to be completed.
I wonder if the smell will remain, if they can somehow truck in that smell, because I love that smell. I'm glad we went there and said our goodbyes properly, took pictures and all that. Hopefully we'll have another chance, but you just never know. We're told any day now the walls could go up, so we didn't want to miss out.
It could be another week, it could be one more day, you just never know.
So now we're switching over to Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. This is opening day.
My favorite time of year.
Yes.
And my favorite event of the year is the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival.
Yes, we love it. We love it. It's the best time of the year at Epcot, that's for sure.
And this is the opening topiary. It looks like Donald's still supposed to be holding something, just like the other characters are.
Right. Sometimes on opening day, they don't quite have every little thing installed. For instance, I've been told Lotso is coming, but he's a little behind because of the way the weather was, what he's made out of. Oh, what are these guys called?
Mother Nature and Rose Patel.
Rose Patel, yes.
I wonder what that's supposed to... how do you spell it?
They look very familiar to the Ziti sisters who recently left Epcot. So good to see them.
Very similar.
Good to see them back in action, so to speak.
And here is Goofy. This is actually a very interesting topiary display. I guess you're here. Guests get into the net, and then you take a picture.
Yeah, how cool is it that you can be inside with the topiary, inside the berm, the wall, so to speak, although it's not much of a berm or wall. And here's an example of the picture you can take. It's me having a soccer match with Goofy, and there's you holding your face.
This is what I would do if somebody was
that's a better picture.
I hated soccer when I was younger.
Dodgeball.
Oh, dodgeball I was actually good at, but I wouldn't be good at it now.
Well, we love that. Very interactive. I think that was brilliant, and I hope to see more of that. It's fun, you know, lots of fun to the festival.
And the video here is from several different days also, although...
No, everything, everything you see here is from opening day.
I don't remember having blue sky opening day, so it looks very good.
You remember incorrectly. Before we did the planting, it was beautiful blue sky. This is all opening day.
I didn't remember that. I remembered a lot of gray sky, but
this
looks really
sky,
good.
Yes.
None of my pictures look that blue.
Oh, I don't know what is up with you. You need to change your camera settings then.
No, that's not true. And this is the Mater Parts Garden, Play in Parts Garden. It's something.
Right.
And there's Lightning McQueen and Mater. They say that the characters include Lightning McQueen and Mater, but that's all you're getting.
Right. And this is their 4th year at the festival. They started off...
they were in Japan.
Well, Japan was the 2nd year. Oh, okay. The first year they were right in front of World Showcase.
Oh, right. Okay, in front of World Showcase, and they've been in Japan, and this is the second
year in this playground where the ferries used to be. So they've taken over where the ferry garden used to be. This is their 2nd year taking over that.
I like Japan probably the best, except that sort of hogged up the walkway, so you were worried people would end up falling.
But that was a great.
It was a great location.
So we went to the festival center, and it was opening day. So of course we had to do our project, and
of course,
and there is the plant that we made.
Oh, the one that
we planted right in front of him there. Very hard work for us.
All of our plants in the house, and every year we do better at keeping them alive for the next year. All of our plants come from Epcot.
Everyone.
In these projects.
There's not one plant that we own that did not come from Epcot over the years. Oh, new merchandise! I love the merchandise.
We love the green shirt.
Yes.
I like the green shirt. I like both shirts actually, but this it has a vintage feel to it. There's some new, there's some old. And I really like that one.
There's a very similar version of that green shirt for pass holders. It's like a light blue.
But it's blue.
But I like the green better. I
like
actually prefer the regular version.
I think I would like purple best, but they don't have that.
And every year they have
the statues.
These statues, similar, very similar theme.
Well, I think they're pretty much the same as last year. Very similar.
Love the calendar.
Yes.
We will be buying the calendar.
We were trying to figure out when that was. That was probably 4 or 5 years ago, that particular topiary display in the front.
You can easily go to Mousesteps and figure it out.
Yes,
because
8 years worth. We have 8 years worth.
So Tinkerbell's Butterfly Garden has changed greatly this year.
Right. Tinkerbell is now outside in topiary form, but there are no other topiaries like Fawn and Silver Mist and Rosetta are not here anymore.
Right. And I was told the reason for that is because they were making big lines, the queues to have the kids take pictures with the...
And adults.
And adults, right. People love topiaries, and they wanted to put the emphasis more back on butterflies.
And here is a sculpture. This was created new. I believe it's a glass sculpture for this year.
Oh, it's beautiful. Very detailed. The monarch one especially up there.
I do think they should bring in the topiaries, though, because I saw so much manhandling of the butterflies this year. You know, if the topiaries are there, it kind of takes away the focus from the butterflies.
Well, it is a butterfly garden.
I just don't want to see so much touching.
And let's not forget to talk about these fairy houses there.
Right. Maybe the Silver Mist and the...
the fairy houses are still there, yes. And there will be fairy houses available for sale later in the festival. They won't be the same exact ones, but similar ones that you're seeing there.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Same here.
And this is Mike and Sully's Monstrous Garden with their Monstrous Playground.
That's right. That's right. And again, great for the kids. You just kind of turn them loose to run around on the play equipment there, and it's all themed to Monsters, Inc.
And here is Sully, and everybody says he's a skinny Sully. But they put these, whatever he is in, turns more blue. You know, the flowering.
Yeah, he sort of, I guess the word, would it be blossoms?
Almost blossoms, you know, but he doesn't start out so blue.
He needs to grow into his skin, so to speak.
Yes.
He does look a bit skinny there. And you can see, though, he has left some big footprints.
He needs to go around to those outdoor kitchens and eat a little more.
Yes, well, we've taken some advice of that ourselves, unfortunately.
And this is really great. I mean, the whole playground has switched to a Monsters University themed area.
Eyeballs.
Plus, there's a ton of seating. A couple years ago, Disney really started with seating for guests, for the adults, right? And it's been terrific all around World Showcase and here as well.
Yeah, the seats are some of my favorite attractions.
I know.
Love those. And this year, once again, the sand sculpture is returning.
Well, last year I think they took a year off.
Yes.
Anytime they have Disney Nature, there is a sand sculpture, which I really love.
And this year is bears.
Bears. And we have not seen the finished product yet, but it's a couple days later. Did it rain yesterday? So I don't know.
It rained very hard yesterday.
That means they would be fixing it up today.
That's right. That's right. This is the backyard play garden.
And you enjoyed these chairs.
I enjoyed the chairs. Not these chairs. They have other chairs you can sit in, but I like these. Every year, these are sort of containers that people plant things in. They usually have like a boot or like a shirt or something like that. So this year, it's these movable on wheels, wheelbarrow.
Right, sort of saying you don't have to use just like a pot. You can use a lot of different things.
So let's talk about the food.
Well, we didn't try too many items, but I think 4 or 5 different items.
Right. The first one we tried was Marrakesh, the chicken kebab.
We actually tried one other thing, which I will mention later.
Right.
First, but okay, this was $5. I don't think any chicken sample should ever be $5. So that's just my.
That being said, though, it was really good.
It was very good. This is something that I would want to make at home.
I would actually say this rivals anything in the new restaurant.
Well, I actually like Spice Road Table very much. But yeah, I mean, that's something that I would want if they had it there. Now
we're moving down to Japan, the next stop, and we had the frushi.
And we had heard about this previously and hadn't tried it. And I thought it looks like sushi, but it's fruit and rice.
It's a dessert item, really.
Right. And it was really good.
Oh boy, was it great. And highly recommend the frushi.
Like everything just blends together very well. I would want a little more whipped cream because that was one of my favorite parts of it.
Well, maybe your partner
You did. You took quite a bit of whipped cream. I'll bring my own.
Yeah. Well, we can ask for a second dollop next time.
We will probably get this again.
Yes, we'll definitely get it again. I loved it. Again, a perfect combination of all the different fruits and the sweetness. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful. And we didn't spend too much money. We'll probably get a sample here and there through the season.
So the next samples we tried were at the smokehouse.
And one of them, it is called like a turkey rib. But it says rib in quotations. I don't know what that means. Quotations.
That's very suspicious. Like, I didn't notice the quotations.
Yeah, it's quoted. So it's like, what does that mean that the rib is in quotations?
I don't think it means anything. I think it means the copywriter just put quotes to make emphasis.
Maybe it's not a rib.
Well, there it is. It looks like a rib to me.
It looks like a pig, doesn't it? It's got the snout. Like that's what I thought when I first saw it. I thought it looked a pig. Well, it looked like a pig.
It is a turkey
rib. It's like a little tiny pig.
Anyway, I put some hot barbecue sauce. It was wonderful. But
I didn't try it.
This takes the cake, so to speak.
Well, this is the cupcake, and I didn't. Piggylicious, and I didn't think it looked that good. It looked more like cornbread with stuff on it, but it is very good. It is almost more of a cornbread consistency with maple frosting.
Yeah, maple frosting and pretzels on the top for the crunch, and that is really good candied bacon. Oh boy, it's a perfect mixture.
I don't think I've ever had maple frosting on a cupcake before, and I thought it was very good.
It was my favorite thing that we tried of the four items we tried, I thought.
And let me just mention, we tried a caprese, I don't know if that's how you say it, shooter. It was only $1 inside the festival center, and that was my favorite item. And I like that it was $1.
And we were going to get something at Florida Fresh, which is new and it just opened. I think we were getting their sangria, but we ran out of time. We wanted to save the light.
Is that what happened?
That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah. And there's a few other things I would like to try.
And they had changed Timon. He moved from the right of Pumbaa to the left.
Right. Timon and Pumbaa switched places. I thought that was interesting.
And that was orchids in Mexico. We're falling behind here. It's nighttime now. We have to turn up, have some more coffee here. Nighttime at the garden, the Illuminated Gardens.
Right, and the Illuminated Gardens, when it got dark, were not all illuminated. The ones that are supposed to be were not. So some of them were, and some of them weren't.
Well,
so
it was opening day, and I did talk to some of the technicians. I saw them in the middle of some of these displays, fiddling with the lights, and they said they were having some trouble. Again, this is opening day. They said they will have everything worked out for the rest of the festival.
And we will be there at night next week. I loved the sparkling effect on Cinderella and Prince Charming.
Right. I ended up managing to get pretty much everything.
You kind of doubled back.
Because I doubled back. It all, the magic of editing. It looks like everything was perfectly lit all along.
And I only saw a handful of them lit. And some of them I really like lit up. And some of them, if you're trying to take photos, like here, it would probably cast very heavy shadows.
Right.
So for photos, this isn't necessarily the best area.
Now, this lady in the tramp was actually not lit when I walked by, and then you told me it was lit.
Right, you were right ahead of me.
And I like the fiber optics, even up on the building. I don't know if it's really fiber optics.
Well, the sparkles. I don't know. I wouldn't think it's fiber optics, at least up there. And then Kermit and Miss Piggy, I thought were very nicely lit for photos.
Yes, very nicely lit.
It's a
whole different
shadow.
thing at night. It's worth staying and walking around and seeing it at night. What I really liked is the last half hour when the flames go on, the torches for illuminations. It adds a little flickering to the effect.
Well, especially behind like Snow White.
Well, here you go. And I love how this little girl is waving to Snow White, like she's entranced because the face is so great.
Snow White's not waving back. I hope that they. I hope
Wouldn't
that
it be funny if she did wave back like Captain Hook
maybe
last
next year.
She just comes alive and wave back.
I just love the Snow White, and I hope next year that they will make more of the princesses and like Tinkerbell, add a face. I think that's awesome.
And again, I think the half hour leading up to Illuminations is that magic half hour where everything is beautiful, best.
Well, we'll be back. I mean, we're going to probably be at Epcot like 3 times this coming week, and especially in the evening, I want to bring out the tripod and get some more pictures.
And I like these are the types that the colors change.
Well, I didn't see this. Like when I passed by this area, they were not yet lit, and that was probably at like 8 p.m. or 8:15.
Right. And here we have the Norway troll. He is very lightly lit, and that's not going to change. He's lit from across the street.
It looks like the building is lit.
So somewhat. It's again, like the technicians were telling me it will be very subtle. Same with Winnie the Pooh. That's why I didn't bother doubling back, because it was going to be lit from across the street. See, this is very brightly lit.
It is very. I like more subtle.
You don't even need a flash probably with this to take a still photo.
Right, and I like the more subtle. And again, Kermit and Miss Piggy, I really liked. I missed these, and I will see these next time.
You walked right by this.
I didn't. Well, they didn't have it lit at the beginning,
right, that's true.
Of the evening, so I didn't even think to look at the end.
So these are the floating, what are they called?
They're like
gardens?
Floating. Well, they're like planters of that float.
Right, and they're sort of like flickering Christmas tree lights in there. It's actually very impressive when it's dark like this.
Well, I'll get to see it in person soon.
And it's Phineas and Ferb, and they have that color changing effect going on.
I think they look nice.
Yeah, they look great.
And are we coming up on Mickey Mouse next?
No. I think we're coming to the soccer.
Oh,
soccer Goofy.
And that actually looks pretty good, I think.
Yeah, this is just
lit.
Strictly lit with lights, not colored lights. There's no fiber optics. But again, I love nighttime. Nighttime after dark at Epcot is my favorite time. So
that is, and we have so little really free time to go there in the evenings. But when we do, I mean, it's like, oh, we should do this more often.
And we actually were lucky because the daylight, the time change is coming up this Sunday, so there will be less darkness.
It will be interesting to see how long the gardens are actually illuminated for at that time. Tinkerbell is very bright here. I didn't see her lit up.
Well, I just wanted to sort of wait around until the green light was on her, because the colors change. And there was people taking photos around me, and they're like, gotta wait for the green, gotta wait for the green. And then snap, 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 everybody took it on the green. So right here was the picture shot.
I was carrying around a tripod and taking tripod shots, and that's what I plan to do next week as well.
Yeah, you do a great job with the tripod shots. I love those
Next
pictures.
week, maybe we can share some.
That's right.
But right here, this is, to me, the worst lit topiary, at least for now, because only Mickey's really lit. Then Pluto has a little lighting, and then Minnie's pretty much in the dark. So I don't know what was kind of going on with that. It's not too even.
Well, by next week's show, we'll know more. Because, again, this was opening night, and they were having some technical glitches. But they said they'll have everything under control by the next day.
Well, I think it's a great idea to have the illuminated gardens, because guests can enjoy it, until they leave.
And here's a great tip. If you want a good picture of the entrance topiary, wait until Illuminations is on. Everybody that's leaving is in a hurry to beat the people out. See how everybody is just running out on both sides? Nobody. Photo pass, both just standing there with doing nothing, and me taking pictures. So it worked out great.
Right. We sort of have the things that we like to do,
learned,
right?
Yeah.
And here is butterflies. There's butterflies on the ground and butterflies on the monorail station.
And there is everyone running out to avoid the fireworks traffic. So anyway, it was a great time, opening day of the festival. We'll have much, much more next week. We'll have the new parade, and we'll have Legoland and some other things coming.
And I just posted 240 photos from the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, and I'm putting up an article of tips today. So definitely go check those out on Mousesteps.
That's right. We will see everybody next week. Have a great week, and thanks for watching.
Yep. Have a great week.